Thank you for joining me today. So, yeah, happy Thanksgiving to all of my friends in the US. And I'm really grateful to be here with you sharing this practice. So, I'm grateful for technology today. I have a brand new laptop that I can now create content and share with you guys. And um, yeah, I wanted to bring this practice to you today. So I know that for those of us that it's Thanksgiving, gratitude is something that we'll be thinking about all of the things we're grateful for. And that's my favorite, right? It's such a great way to start the day, I think. And a lot of us are probably going to be thinking about what we're grateful for in terms of the people in our lives and the things in our lives. And these are great. But I think a lot of the time, maybe we are forgetting this, our body, our physical body. And that's what I want to bring into our awareness today. Cultivate awareness of the body, how your body's feeling, and cultivate some gratitude for it, right? I think this is something that a lot of us maybe are at odds with our body at one point or another in our lives. Maybe it's through illness or injury or wanting to be a certain weight or to look a certain way. So, this I think can cause us to lose sight of just how miraculous this body is. And this is really so sacred because this is what is carrying our soul through this lifetime. So it really is this sacred vessel, if you will. So let's bring some awareness, cultivate some gratitude for this physical body today. So if you want to have some music on your journey today, I created a Spotify playlist, and the link is in the description of this video. So you can click on that and press play. Today's class is going to be all levels. I will give modifications. If you have your own practice and you know what you're doing, take your own liberties with this. This is really, like I said, about doing what is comfortable for your body. So feeling into what's comfortable for you today. You don't really need any props specifically unless you know you like them in your practice. We will be doing some things on the knees today. So if you know you have sensitive knees, maybe a blanket or a towel for a little extra padding. I have one here and I'll show you when you might want that. So, all right, coming to a comfortable seated position. You could also come seated on a block or a pillow. And closing the eyes, bringing one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. And when we place our hands actually on our body, then it creates a little bit more awareness. Now bringing some awareness to our breath. So on this inhale, breathing into the lungs, so we feel the hand on our heart expand. And exhale. Now breathing into the lower belly, so then we feel the hand on the belly as it expands with the inhale. On the next inhale, taking a deep breath in so that we feel both of our hands rising with the chest and the belly. Breathing in fully to our fullest capacity. And exhale. A few more like that, really breathing in to the lungs, breathing into the belly. Exhale. This helps to bring the awareness of how you're breathing. Maybe if you're breathing more shallow, try to spread that breath throughout your whole chest cavity. One more inhale and exhale. Now I want you to bring your hands to a part of your body that you maybe tend to judge or criticize. So closing the eyes and bringing your hands to that part of your body. Maybe you've even said that you hate this part of your body at one point. And I want you to send the breath to this part of the body. Thank this part of the body. Thank it for doing all of these functions for you. If it's your belly, thank you for digesting all of this wonderful food that I've eaten in my life. Maybe say sorry for the times that you've judged and criticized. Maybe you even say, I love you. Send love to this part of the body. Blinking the eyes open, placing the hands on the knees. We'll just start with some gentle movement. So inhale, we're going to move the chest to the front. Exhale, rounding the back. Breathing deeply. So inhale as we move forward. Exhale, rounding and kind of pulling against the knees for some leverage. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. You can close your eyes. Take this as slow or as fast as you want, but really working on feeling into spaces and going in the other direction. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. And inhaling, coming to seated, coming to center. Inhaling the arms up overhead, looking up towards the fingertips. And dropping the right fingertips. Crawling out as much as is comfortable for you. You want to keep your left hip rooted into the mat, side bending over to the right. So think about rotating the pinky side of your arm down. So we're getting a nice stretch in that left side body. Going as far down as is comfortable for you. Again, it's not how far you go, it's how it feels in your body. Inhaling to bring you up to center. Exhale, dropping left fingertips, crawling over. Side bending over to the left. Breathing into the side body. Now we're going to do that in a little bit of a flow. So inhaling up to the sky, exhaling right. Inhale, center, exhale, left. One more time each side. Inhale, center, exhale, right. Inhale, center, and exhale, left. Inhale, center, looking up towards the fingertips, seeing all of these blessings that you already have in your life and all of the ones that are yet to come. Joining the palms and pulling it down into heart center, into your reality. All right. Planting the hands, coming over to hands and knees to tabletop position. So we want to keep our hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Spreading the fingers wide gives you a nice wide foundation. Pressing into the hands, pressing into the knees, coming into some cat-cows. So on the inhale, dropping the belly, tilting the pelvis, opening the chest. And exhale, rounding the back, tucking the tailbone, dropping the head, really pushing the floor away from you. Inhale and exhale, rounding. Again, taking this at your own pace. So doing a few more just to the rhythm of your own breath, taking it as slow as you want. We're just kind of warming up the spine here. Some gentle flexion. It's so important to have good spinal health. This is a nice gentle stretch for the back as well. On our next inhale, let's meet in neutral. And here is where you might want some padding underneath your knees. If you have a blanket or towel, you can grab that. So we're going to leave our left knee where it is, tucking the right toe, straightening the leg, and we're just going to stretch out the calf a little bit. Now keeping the hip points squared to the mat, lifting up this right leg in line with and balancing on your 3 limbs here. Now, if you're feeling stable, so we want to think about strengthening our core here. So that's what we're doing right in the beginning here. We're just getting some core strength here, activating this core center. If you're feeling stable, maybe you reach the left arm alongside as if you're shaking someone's hand, really extending from front fingertips to heel. And if you're here, maybe on the exhale, you curl in, knee to elbow. And inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. More. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. And release. Tucking the left toes, opening up a little bit in the back calf, lifting the leg up to the hip height, activating the core, hip points square to the mat, and if you're coming with me, right arm in front of you alongside that ear. So maybe this is where you stay. Again, just staying at whatever level your body feels comfortable with today. On an exhale, knee to elbow if you're coming with me. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. One more exhale, knee to elbow. And inhale, extend. And release, coming back to table. This time just doing like a little, I don't know, crazy cat. Just kind of intuitive movements, flowing. You can shake out the wrists. That feels good. Again, I'm going to ask you to just always be tuning into your body. This is your practice. So coming into child's pose. Your knees can be together or apart. If this is too much for you, you can place a blanket or a towel in between your heels and your seat, and this will be a little bit less strain on your knees. Reaching the arms overhead, forehead on the ground. And this is your child's pose. So I want you to just take a moment here. Maybe you can do some gentle movements, shifting from side to side. So this is our resting pose. This pose is always here for you throughout this practice. If it's ever too much for you, always come back to child's pose, come back to your breath. And here, our third eye is resting on the mat, the source of our intuition. So, can we tap into that today and do what is right for us? On our next inhale, pressing back up to tabletop, tucking the toes, straightening the knees, and pushing back to our first downward facing dog. Ah, my favorite. All right, so this is our first one of the day. So we can bend one knee and the other, shake your tail a little bit, move around. So we want to think about pushing into the hands and the feet equally. And think about pressing chest to thighs, tailbone up to the sky. Taking a few deep breaths here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth. On an inhale, we're going to slowly walk our hands back to meet our feet. And on an inhale, rolling all the way up to standing at the back of the mat. Inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. And exhale. Hands to heart center. Closing the eyes, and maybe you set an intention for your practice today. Beautiful. And an inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, bringing the hands through to heart center, hinging from the hips with a flat back. Diving down to the ground. Inhaling to a flat back. And on our exhale, slowly walking back to downward facing dog. Inhale, reaching the right leg up to the sky. And exhale, bending the knees, stepping that foot through, dropping the back knee. So again, you might want blanket or towel under your back leg. And on an inhale, coming up, Anjaneyasana. And sinking into this front leg as much as is comfortable for you. If this is too much, just back off a little bit, stepping this front foot back. So as much of a hip flexor stretch as you want today. Taking an inhale. Exhale, coming into a goal post with the arms, gentle opening of the back, gentle back bend. Inhale, reaching the fingertips up. Exhale, fingertips to the mat to frame this front foot. On an inhale, we're going to pull the hips back, straightening this front leg, flexing the toes. And exhale, bending the knee, coming back to our runner's stretch. And we're going to flow like that a few times. So our inhale, we straighten the front leg, and exhale, bend. So really feeling into the hips here. Inhale, straighten, and the back of this front leg also. Exhale, bend. One more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Planting the palms, tucking the back toe. Inhale, stepping this foot back, 3-leg dog. And exhale, just dropping that foot back to downward facing dog. Inhaling that left leg to the sky. Exhale, bending the knee, stepping it forward in between your hands. Coming onto that back knee. Your inhale pulls you up, fingertips to the sky. And then you use your exhale to sink any amount you would like. Taking an inhale here. Exhale, just a slight back bend in the upper back. Inhale, fingertips straight to the sky. Exhale, fingertips to the mat. Inhale, straightening this front leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And one more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend, planting the palms, tucking the back toe. Inhale, coming back, 3-leg dog, left leg to the sky, and back down to the mat, downward facing dog. Let's take one clearing breath together. So inhale through the nose, and exhale, open the mouth, sigh, make any noises. Now just shifting forward to plank position. And you coming all the way down to the belly. You can come from plank, or you can drop the knees and come all the way down to the belly. Now, tenting the fingertips, bringing them outside of your mat, forehead to the floor. On an inhale, we're going to press into the fingertips and coming up to cobra. And exhale, rolling down. This is a rolling cobra. Inhale up. So the head is the last thing to come up. And going down is the last thing to come down on the exhale. Let's do one more of those. Inhale up. And exhale down. Good. Bringing the hands back, right underneath your shoulders. Pressing up through table into downward facing dog. And inhale and exhale, stepping the hand, or walking the hands, I should say, back to meet your feet. Rolling all the way up to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. So checking back in with yourself. How are you feeling? Did you lose your breath at all? Right. Tuning back in with yourself. Inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, pulling the hands through to heart center, hinging from the hips. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, walking your hands forward, coming into downward facing dog. Inhaling the left leg up to the side, keeping the hip point squared to the mat. So it doesn't matter how high your leg is, just keeping the hip point squared. On an exhale, bending the knee, shifting forward, stepping in between your hands. Keeping the back toes tucked, back leg up. Inhaling, coming up to our crescent pose. Now, if you're feeling unbalanced here, then just heel toe this right foot over a little bit so you're more on railroad tracks. Your feet are a little bit wider. Oh, okay. Inhale here. And exhale, sinking as low as you like. Again, saying hello to that left hip flexor. Taking an inhale and exhale. Flying these arms behind you. Your chest is just floating over that front leg. Your inhale pulls you up. Ooh, really feeling this right leg active, working. And exhale, fingertips to the mat, planting this left hand and inhaling the right arm up to the sky for an easy twist. If this is too much, you can always keep this back knee on the mat. Inhale here. Exhale. We're going to do some shoulder rotations. So inhale up to the sky and exhale as it extends behind, down, and in front. Just a few more. Inhale and exhale. So you're really feeling your shoulder rotate in the socket here, opening it up. And let's do just one or two in the other direction. Let's inhale and then exhale, planting the palms. You can either step straight back to down dog, or if you want to do a vinyasa, come into plank position and lower through. So you can either do it from your knees or from plank, shifting forward. Exhale, inhale, up dog, or cobra. Cobra is your knees on the mat, up dog, knees off, and exhale, downward facing dog. All right, inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, stepping that foot through in between your hands. Getting your feet set up here, feeling stable, and then on your inhale, rising up, crescent pose. Your exhale to sink down as much as you want. And exhale, thunderbolt. Actually, I don't know what this is, but I feel like a thunderbolt, so that's what it is. Inhale, flying up. Exhale, hands to frame that front foot, planting the right palm, left arm up to the sky. And now, I don't know, start in whatever direction you want, I guess. I'm going to inhale forward, down, and back. Inhale up, exhale, forward, down, and back. Really feeling the shoulder rotation here. And the other direction. Inhaling up, exhaling down and up. And on the next time, planting the hand, stepping back, plank or down dog, moving through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth. Exhale it out. Now walking the hands back to meet the feet, coming to standing at the back of the mat. Bringing a generous bend to the knees. I'll just turn to face you. And you can clasp opposite elbows here. And just coming into a ragdoll position. So just draping the torso over the thighs. So you're feeling a gentle stretch in the back of the legs. And your head, the weight of your head is pulling the spine long. So you can shake the head yes and no, helping to relieve any tension in the spine. And releasing the hands to the mat. Inhale, rolling all the way up to standing, letting your head be the last thing to come up. All right. And because I love balancing poses so much, we're going to do tree. So first, let's start in mountain pose. So mountain is just equal standing. So really feeling the four corners of your feet rooted into the mat. Transferring that weight onto your left leg, coming out of the right toes, opening that leg out to the side. So our hip points, they're staying to the front. Just this right leg that's opening. Now you can keep your foot down as a kickstand, foot to shin, or foot to inner thigh. And a couple of arm variations, hands to heart center. You can grow your branches tall like a tree. And this really is a test of body awareness, right? You have to be relaxed yet focused. Focusing on the core. The core is really what helps you balance here. If you want to really test your balance, you can close the eyes. Ooh. It adds another little challenge for you. One more inhale and exhale to release. Shaking out the legs, shaking out the arms. And the other side. So feeling rooted in our both feet first, shifting over to the right leg. Again, opening this knee out to the side, so opening that hip. So kickstand, shin, thigh. You just want to avoid being directly on your knee joint because that can destabilize and cause injury. So finding one spot to gaze at is really helpful. Clearing your mind is really helpful. If you're thinking about, oh, what I have to cook or what I have to prepare, what I have to do, you're probably going to wobble. Being here, being present. Grow your branches if you want. Close your eyes if you're feeling really stable. Whew. And release. And just kind of flowing, releasing all of that. Shaking it out. Right. And coming to the front of the mat. Inhaling the arms up high. And in front of you, we're going to kind of come like we're sitting in a chair. You can come onto the balls of the feet. And we're just going to lower down, lower down. I mean, eventually we're coming to the ground. So if this is not for you, just come to the mat. Meet us down. Seated. All right. We're going to do a little bit more ab activation. So we'll come into boat pose. So leaning back just till you're in this little kind of triangle shape that is where you can balance. So coming on to the tips of the toes, holding on behind the knees. And maybe you keep your toes on the mat, that's fine. Or maybe you come shins parallel. Maybe you stay holding, maybe you extend the arms long. And breathe. Again, you can always stay holding on here. If you're really feeling like a rock star today, ta-da, you can straighten your legs, but I'm gonna take it easy. All right, now we're going to move down to low boat. So low boat is just hovering. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to come back up to high boat. Let's do a couple more of those. Inhaling low boat. Exhaling high. Again, you can always do this holding on if you need more support. Inhaling lower. Exhaling up. All right. Inhale low, holding for just a moment. And release. You can stretch from the fingertips to the toes, pulling the knees into the chest. Just releasing the abdomen. And planting the feet, hips distance, so that you can kind of graze the backs of your heels with your middle finger. We're going to come into bridge pose. So you could do this with what I like to call robot arms. This kind of helps. Or arms alongside you. So on an inhale, pressing into the feet, lifting the hips, lifting the pelvis, and then tucking one shoulder blade and the other. And then maybe you clasp the arms underneath. So really thinking about pressing in to your fists, pressing into the triceps. And seeing your belly expand with every inhale. Release the clasping of the hands if you had them clasped. And exhale. So rolling down slowly, vertebra by vertebra. Your tailbone is going to be the last thing to come down. Good. Now just windshield wiper your knees from one side to the other. And we didn't do a lot of hip opening today. We did hip flexor. So let's do a little bit of outer hip. So crossing the right ankle over the left knee. And you can stay here, or you can kind of pick up this whole shape and bring it in towards you. So clasping around this left thigh or left shin. So every inhale kind of shows you where you can create more space, and then the exhale is releasing that tension. You could do a gentle movement also. Exhale to release. And switch. Left ankle, right knee. Pulling it in towards you. Hands around the shin or so this, we want to keep the left foot flexed. This helps protect the knee. So as you can probably feel, this is stretching into the outside of that left hip. And this was important because many of us spend a lot of hours sitting down, and this part of the body gets really tight, and it can affect the alignment of all other parts of our body as well. All right, exhale. Into the chest, left leg extends long. And we're just going to come into an easy twist. So pulling this right knee over to the left and looking over the right shoulder. So here we're really starting to surrender, to release all of this work that we've done. Coming into our parasympathetic nervous system, or more of our rest and reset. Inhale, coming back to center. Hugging the left knee into the chest. Pulling over to the right. And looking over that left shoulder. Here, just letting gravity over, letting that left knee fall over. As we look over to the left. Feeling into the body and noticing the subtle shifts from the beginning of practice. Inhale, coming back up to center, hugging both knees into the chest, curling knees to nose, coming into a little ball, squeeze, 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 and release, coming into Shavasana. You can grab a pillow for under your head, a blanket, whatever feels good for you. You can also bend the knees and knock the knees in together. Just relax. I'm going to be seated, guiding you through, but finding your final resting pose. Feeling how the energy has shifted in your body. What feels different? Do you feel more sensations now than you did in the beginning? You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. If you're ready to come out, starting to bring some awareness to your body, bringing some gentle movement to the fingers and the toes. Maybe rotating the wrists and the ankles. Reaching the arms up alongside the head, stretching long. Hugging the knees into the chest and rolling over to one side. keeping the eyes closed as you gently push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Now bringing your hands to that same part of the body that you did in the beginning of practice. And thank it for carrying you through this practice today. What a gift that you were able to come on your mat today to do this practice. Thank your body for carrying you through this life. Thank it for all it does for you. With the hands to heart center. Feeling the subtle shifts in your body and the subtle shifts in your energy. And imagine a white light radiating from the center of your chest. Extending this light out to your community, to anywhere that there's suffering, pain, violence. And let this light carry you through your day, your week, your month. Know that this is always inside of you. This light in me honors and bows to the light within you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you had a really wonderful practice. I hope that you listened to your body, that you honored your body. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments or reach out to me on Instagram at Zen Nutrition, and I will see you back on the mat next time.